Hello YouTube, how you doing? All my friends out there. I appreciate you continuing to watch and checking up on me from time to time. I'm trying to run a few videos here and there, not as constant as some people. Some people are just so diligent about it, but I'm trying my best to keep up and keep my body going strong at the same time. The last time I talked to you, it was about my 3 months blood work had come in and shown that I had a low iron count, and so I went through a series of infusions of iron where they give you I guess just small bottles of through IV of, it looks like rust water. I guess that's iron, and I went in for that a couple of times and had some recent blood work done, and it showed that I'm above back in the normal range now, so that's really good. I'm really happy about that. It's it's a pretty exciting time. Still the fun hasn't gone out of it totally, of having a vertical gastric sleeve. For those of you who are new, let me kind of recount. I decided back in July of last year to pursue this avenue of getting a sleeve, and I know that my weight had just gotten totally out of control and done everything I could to try and get it down beyond a certain point. I was at 330 at that time when I went in for my first visit to BMI of Texas with Dr. I can't remember his name. Anyway, went to BMI of Texas and Superior, and it was worked out good. They put me, because of my insurance, they put me on a 6-month crash course to try and lose weight, and we were trying to get it in the surgery before the end of the year in 2013. Fortunately, I was able to have the surgery on December 17th. When I got out of the hospital, I weighed what was it, 288, and I had lost about 50 pounds prior to that, from July into December, doing a low-carb diet. Not easy to do, but I found that I could eat a lot more than I thought I could, and I didn't miss the carbs. I didn't miss the pasta, the rice, the bread, maybe the pizza a little bit, but the rest of it. The one thing that I was worried about was the sodas. Diet sodas were my nemesis. I was drinking probably 2 liters a week, an enormous amount. But since the surgery, since a couple of weeks before the surgery, I had been cold turkey. And here it is, middle of April, and thank you, Lord, we're still going strong and don't need it, don't want it. Today I went to the grocery store, walked right past the aisle, and it wasn't until I realized that I'd gone past it, I didn't even check the prices or anything. Don't care about it anymore. My new salvation is the little tiny sleeves of Snapple Diet Iced Tea. They're really good. You can get the sleeves, take it to work anytime, put it in a glass, and you're good to go. It fills me up. It allows me to get my daily 64 ounces at least in without any problem. The one thing that I have noticed is that one of the things I've had a problem with the last 3 weeks is just extreme headaches. I don't know if y'all ran into headaches, dizziness, and just lightheaded. I didn't know what it was. Wasn't sure. Went to the doctor once and mentioned it, and so they ran a CAT scan on my head to see if it was something more screwy than should have been there, and nothing turned up significant on that. So they monitored it. I went back this is April the 12th, I believe it is, and Saturday, April 12th. A week ago, last Sunday, just tremendous headaches, and checked my vitals as best I could at home. Blood pressure was through the roof. One of the things they do whenever they do this surgery is they take you off of all your medicines so that they can kind of get you a new baseline to start with. Well, the great news was that my diabetes, which I had prior to losing any weight, was severe. It was hard to get the levels down to below 200. But since the surgery, I have been 110, 112, 115. So I haven't had to go back on any diabetic medicine, nothing. So I kind of consider myself cured of that, I guess as long as I watch my intake. But I really have no problems with that. I'm thankful for that. But the one thing that did continue was the blood pressure. Blood pressure has not been good. Whenever I went in for the blood infusions, about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, they said it's 160 something over 105. And they said, well, we might not should try this, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyway. And I said, let's do it. It took them 2 or 3 tries to hook me up, and then I had a bruise for 3 weeks on my arm after they had done that. I really wanted them to do that, get it over with. So they did, and like I said, the iron infusion worked, but the blood pressure sent me to the emergency room last week on Sunday. I just told my wife, after my doctor says, listen, don't worry about coming into the office. You need to get to an emergency room. Your level is at such a point that you need to be seen by professionals. So, not that he's not a professional, but you know what I mean, professionals that can take immediate action and treat something as opposed to a clinical situation. Went in, blood pressure was 201 over 115. Phew, scared me to death, to be honest with you. And I wasn't sure what it was, how to get it down, but they hooked me up to an IV and I guess set up a port type thing so that they could give me an IV of something or an injection of something if they needed to. They would go right into the system. They kept me there for about 5 hours and gave me Norvasc. You've probably heard of that. I think the generic of it is amlodipine. They started me back on that, and also lisinopril, I think is the name of the other drug that I'm on now. I'm taking 40 milligrams a day of that and 10 milligrams a day of amlodipine. So we'll see how that works. My numbers came down. They released me. My numbers were in the mid 150s, over 90 something, and they said, okay, you're good enough to go. Well, it still wasn't 120 or 130, and it hasn't been since I've been there, even checking it every day, and went to my regular doctor during the week, my primary care doctor. So we did that, and we ran through that, and so we're going to just kind of measure it for a little while and see how that goes. But the good thing is that everything else is going pretty well. The weight loss this past month, I don't know if it's dealing with the blood pressure or maybe a few strays along the way that might have tempered my movement. But like I said, I was about 288 after I came out of the hospital from surgery in December. And right now I'm at 244. So that's about, 44 pounds since surgery and about 50 pounds, before surgery. So, I mean, I'm losing steady. This past week I've lost about 6 pounds, 5 and 6 pounds. So it's picking back up again. It's something in my system, maybe getting the heart, blood pressure regulated helped it. I'm hoping that's what it was. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. A couple of the things that you talk about in this forum, non-surgical victories. Well, it was really nice a couple of weeks ago. We went to the movie theater. I hated going to the movie theaters because, when you're big and, overweight, I almost said fat. When you're big and overweight, your butt doesn't fit into the chair very well. And So we went to see the Noah movie. I don't know if you've seen it or not yet, but I'd say it was a pretty good theatrical movie. You know, it wasn't 100% based on the Bible, but that's okay. It was done partially for entertainment purposes. And in that vein, I think it was an entertaining movie. Russell Crowe did a pretty good job. But the best thing about it was I sat into the chair and there was room on both sides. And I was like, I told my wife, I said, Connie, look at this. You know, look at this. I can put my hands down beside me there and I got room. And she says, yeah, look at that. And I was, very pleased with that. That was a good NSV for me. Another thing is I have an old hat that I wear a lot around the house. Being from San Antonio, it's a Spurs hat, and so you put it on, and it wouldn't fit on the head very well. Now I put it on, and it comes all the way down to my ears and around. It's like my head shrunk. I guess if you lose some of that excessive brain matter, you're going to gain a little bit of space in your cap. So that's a good NSV. I'll take that. I find myself now at work walking upstairs. I could never walk upstairs. Give me the elevator, show me if it's broken, show me another elevator. I just couldn't do it. Or if I had to take the stairs, it was. Just panting and trying and struggling. Now, about 3 weeks ago, I said, well, let me just see what happens. We got these big stairs at my office. Man, I was up those things and beat the elevator up. I said, that's pretty good. So I've been doing it every day since, and it's just, I guess it's all part of the progression of the body. Learning how to improve, and as you get stronger physically and mentally, you're going to see those changes. They just come automatic. Another good thing is I'm starting to see my neck. Before it was just a glob. But of course, one of the side effects I think is that as you lose weight, some of that glob just kind of globs onto you, and so you're going to have a little turkey thing there, But if it goes away, fine. If it doesn't, God bless it. It's a reminder of where I was and where I am. So I look at it that way. Anyway, I've rambled on too long as it is, but I just wanted to check in with y'all and tell y'all hello, and I hope you're all having a great spring. And, if you're in a cold weather climate, I hope that it's gotten better. If you're in places like I am in South Texas, it's wonderful. I tell you, people who come down for spring break have just thoroughly enjoyed themselves, and it's a great time of the year. I hope you can all get out and enjoy it and exercise and have a lot of fun. Y'all take care. Bye.